Dear students and my teacher friends, Namaskar. I welcome you to the presentation lecture on ear structure. Now, in this lecture, we are discussing about the structures of the external ear, also known as outer ear. So, learning objectives of this lecture describe the structures of the outer ear or the external ear. So, starting with the first point, see. Now, in the first point, we are discussing the role of ear in our body. What are the function of ear in our body? So, ears they are involved in hearing process, and they are also involved in equilibrium process. So, ear is the organ that detect sound, and ear is the organ that detect the movement of the head. So it is due to the ear that we can have the sensation of sound, okay, and the movement of the head. That means the balancing of our body, okay. So for the balance of our body, the ears are responsible, okay. Now the stimuli uh, which is generated from the ear, stimuli means the action potential or the nerve impulse or the nerve signal. So this nerve signal from the ear regarding the sound and the movement of head, this nerve signals, they are transmitted by vestibulocochlear nerve. So this nerve sends nerve impulses to the brain center regarding the sensation of sound and movement of the head. Okay, this nerve is known as vestibulocochlear nerve, cranial nerve number 8. And when this nerve is sending the nerve impulse to the brain center, that time we are having the sensation of hearing, sensation of these various sound. Okay, and due to that we are also balancing our body, okay. So this is the role that ear is playing in our body, function of the ear. Now the second point, now ear is divided, ear is partitioned into three distinct anatomic region, okay. So one part of the ear is known as external ear, the second or the middle part is known as middle ear, and the inner part of the ear is known as the inner ear. So these are the three division or the regions of our ear: external ear, middle ear, and inner ear. So today in this lecture we are discussing about the external or the outer ear. Now, where exactly the external ear is located? Now, before that, I would like to show you the figure of the ear. So, this you go through this figure and read all the names. So, here you can see clearly the three division of the ear: external ear, this part middle ear, and the internal part inner ear. So our ear is divided into three regions: external ear, also known as outer ear, middle ear, and then inner ear. So you read all the names, okay. So the external ear, most of the part of the external ear are located outside our body. So the portion of the external ear, parts of the external ear, they are present outside our body, while the structures of middle ear and inner ear, they are present in the petrous part of the temporal bone. So in the figure I am showing you this. For example, this portion, this is the outer ear, and this portion present outside our body, while the middle and inner ear portion, they are present in petrous part of temporal bone. So here they are showing the petrous part of temporal bone, and in that you can see these are the three bones of middle ear, and from here the inner ear starts. So here this is the inner ear. So we can say middle ear and inner ear is located in the petrous part of the temporal bone. So this is the third point. Okay, the location of external ear, middle ear and inner ear. Now external ear, in this figure, see this part here, the name is written external ear, this part. Okay, so now which are the structures that form the external ear? So see, the most visible portion of the external ear that we can see it from outside, that part, that portion is known as auricle or pinna. Okay, so the outermost part or the visible part of the external ear which is present outside our body, that is known as auricle or the pinna. And this auricle or pinna is made up of elastic cartilage, and this elastic cartilage is covered by skin. Okay, so in the figure, let's see this. So here you can see this is the auricle or the pinna. They are showing this one. This is the auricle or the pinna, and this pinna is made up of elastic cartilage. And elastic cartilage over here, you see elastic cartilage inside, and it is covered by skin. So auricle, the term derive, see, for auricle the original word is oris. So from oris the auricle term is derived. Oris meaning ear, and pinna means wing. Now the shape. So first you look at this auricle. Now the shape and function of auricle. Okay, so the shape of auricle is funnel shaped. And what is the role this auricle is playing? What is the function of this auricle? So auricle serves both to protect the entry into the ear, so the foreign substances, the external material which are entering in our ear. So this auricle is stopping the entry of the foreign material in our ear. That is one function of auricle. And second function of auricle, that the auricle directs sound waves into the bony tube. Okay, so the sound wave, they enter into the bony tube, and it is the auricle which direct these sound waves from the various direction. And so basically the auricle is receiving the sound wave, and the auricle is channelizing this sound wave into the bony tube, and this bony tube is known as external acoustic matters, or also known as external auditory matters. So here, so from various direction, the auricle is sending sound waves. Auricle is channelizing the sound wave into the this canal, this bony tube. So this bony tube or this canal is known as, so this entire, this is this canal or tube is known as external acoustic matters, also known as external auditory matters. So this external acoustic matters, this canal, the length of this canal is 2.5 centimeter, that is 1 inch is the length of external acoustic matters. 7.5 millimeter or 0.3 inch is the diameter of this external acoustic matters. And where, up to where this external acoustic matters or auditory matters is extending, so it extends slightly superiorly from the lateral surface of the head, and finally it reaches up to the level of tympanic membrane. So this auditory matters this auditory matters is extending slightly superior from the lateral surface of the head, and finally it is reaching to the tympanic membrane. So here you can see it, this one, this entire passage is the external acoustic matters, and finally it reaches to the tympanic membrane. Okay, so this is about the auricle. Now the narrow external acoustic matters is having narrow external opening. For example, you can see this over here, this is this way, okay, external acoustic matters, and we can understand this is like this, okay, and here there will be tympanic membrane. So the outside, this portion, this is the narrow opening of external acoustic matters, okay. So this narrow external opening in the external acoustic matters, this narrow, since it is the narrow one, this opening is narrow, so it is preventing large object entering in our ear. The foreign objects cannot enter in our ear because the opening of the auditory meters is very narrow one, that's why. And so, and this, since it is, this opening is narrow and the foreign object, large object cannot enter, so it is preventing the damage of the tympanic membrane. So tympanic membrane is not damaged, it is because the opening is the narrow one, that's why. Now in this narrow opening, if you observe closely, you will find the inside fine hairs, very fine hairs are present, okay. So what is the role of this hair? So see, the when the atmospheric air enters in our ear, so in that air the dust particles or the dirt is there. Okay, so this hair, they prevent the entry of the dust particle or the dirt in the ear. Okay, so that is the role the hairs are playing. Okay, then see here it is written near its entrance fine hair help guard the opening. So hairs are guarding the opening. Now now in the wall of this canal, so deep within the canal, ceruminous glands are present. Okay, so inside wall of the external aquatic metas, the ceruminous glands are present, and these glands, they produce a wax like secretion, and this secretion is known as cerumen. Okay, so once again, deep within the canal, that means in the wall of external acoustic metas, ceruminous glands are present, and these glands producing wax-like secretion which is known as cerumen. Cerumen, cera means wax. Now this cerumen combined with the dead slug skin cell. So on the epithelium of the inner epithelium, for example over here, this is the canal. Okay, and this layer, okay, this epithelial cell layer, they are uh, time to time the cells are slug off. So the dead slug skin cell together with cerumen, they form earwax. So what is earwax? Cerumen plus dead slug skin cell. Now what is the usefulness of earwax? How this earwax is helping us? So this material earwax help reduce infection within the external acoustic metas by impeding microorganism growth. So microorganism, let's say the bacteria. So as the earwax is present in the external acoustic metas, so the bacteria cannot grow, they cannot reproduce, they cannot survive as the earwax is present. And now as the earwax is there, so this microorganism or the bacteria, they are not able to reach to the tympanic membrane, and they are not going to damage the tympanic membrane because the entry towards the tympanic membrane is prevented by this earwax. Okay, so now we are discussing about the tympanic membrane. So first you see in the figure where exactly the tympanic membrane is present. So here the name is written tympanic membrane. So as we can see in the figure, tympanic membrane is present between the external ear and the middle ear. So tympanic membrane is present where at where the external ear is ending and where the middle ear is starting. At that point the tympanic membrane is present, and here in this figure you can see clearly. So this is the name and this one is the tympanic membrane. So what is the role uh, this tympanic membrane is playing? Usefulness of tympanic membrane. So tympanic membrane, the term tympanic is derived from the word tympanon. Tympanon means drum. Okay, so tympanic membrane also known as ear drum. Okay, and the shape of tympanic membrane. So here you can see the tympanic membrane, the shape of tympanic membrane. So tympanic membrane or eardrum is a funnel shaped membrane. The shape is like a funnel. Okay. Diameter of tympanic membrane, diameter is approximately 1 centimeter. And what this tympanic membrane is made up of? So tympanic membrane is composed of fibrous connective tissue, and this tympanic membrane is sandwiched between two epithelial sheets. So here, for example, this is one epithelial sheet and this one is the another epithelial sheet. So between these two epithelial sheet of external acoustic metres, this tympanic membrane is sandwich. Okay. Now the function of tympanic membrane. So tympanic membrane serves as the boundary between the external and middle ear. Tympanic membrane is present between external and middle ear. Now tympanic membrane vibrates when sound wave hit it, and its vibration provide means of transmission of sound wave energy from the external ear to the middle ear. So let's say the sound waves are entering. Okay, the auricle is channelizing the sound wave into the external auditory meters, and finally these sound waves, they are striking the tympanic membrane. So when the sound wave strike the tympanic membrane, now this tympanic membrane is vibrating, and as the tympanic membrane is vibrating, so the energy of sound wave is channelized to these bones, these three bones of middle ear. Okay. So as the tympanic membrane vibrate, the sound wave energy is passed, is channelized to the bones of the middle ear. Okay. Now if some kind of trauma is experienced by tympanic membrane, or some kind of pain is associated with the tympanic membrane, so regarding that, the nerve impulse regarding the trauma or the pain is relayed along the sensory neuron which are which are attached to tympanic membrane. They pass on the pain or the trauma nerve impulse to the sensory neuron. They merge with the vagus and trigeminal nerve. Okay, so the sensory neuron, they are attached to tympanic membrane. They are also associated with the vagus and trigeminal nerve. So this vagus and trigeminal nerve, they send the information regarding the pain or the trauma of tympanic membrane to the brain center. So that time we realize that there is a pain in the tympanic membrane. Okay. So this is about the tympanic membrane, the role of tympanic membrane. Okay. So with this, we have completed this discussion on external ear or the outer ear. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation lecture on external ear, and I also hope that this presentation lecture will be helpful in your exam preparation and also in your studies. My name is Manish Kosti sir. I am from Ahmedabad, India. Bye bye. Namaste.